Yo, what's up, YouTube? So this video is kind of short and sweet. I actually am going to be making this one from my car because my girlfriend is studying right now, and I feel weird making a video while someone is listening to me. So this one is about filling the void. When you first stop drinking, you're going to have a lot of time that you spent drinking, and it's not going to work if you just stop drinking. You have nothing else to do to fill that space. So I really liked fitness because when you stop drinking, you're going to lose water weight. You're going to naturally start sleeping better after you get to the point where you can actually fall asleep. You kind of learn how to fall asleep without passing out again. You'll probably start eating better. You'll be hungry in the morning, and then when you eat in the morning, you'll start your metabolism. That'll just kind of kickstart its way throughout the day. So you're going to be eating and sleeping better. Your weight will then most likely start normalizing somewhat. And then if you are, also a heavy drinker and you're relying on the release of endorphins from drinking, you're probably going to feel like, damn, I wish I had some kind of, endorphin kick. You're going to feel that drop. So when you're able to, work out and get a physical workout in, your body will naturally release endorphins as well, which is pretty vital and key to, I feel like, how I like to feel throughout a day. In no small way would I say I've replaced, the feeling of being drunk or anything with a workout, but they just kind of go hand in hand. Why would you not want to feel better and look better? And you can kind of just coincide them at the same time, jumpstart the physical aspect, the mental aspect of everything. But if fitness is not your thing, it really just comes down to you need to find something to fill up all the time that you were going to spend drinking. So whether that be, painting or reading or, music, something that you've wanted to do for a really long time that you've neglected. And if you can't figure anything out, I would start small with chores. Make sure that you wake up and you make sure you get the dishes done, and you just keep doing that until your house is clean. And then once your house is clean, then you can start on projects, and then maybe projects around the house or outside of it, and then maybe a class that you've always wanted to take, something that you need to do to better yourself. And then from there, hopefully, you'll find something that you can end up being passionate about, and then pouring yourself into that. When I first stopped drinking, I feel like it was vital for me to find something to really fill up that time, because when I would wake up, I'd have a couple beers, I'd go to a tap room or a brewery or a bar, and I'd waste a lot of time, and then I'd end up getting some food, going home, taking a nap, and then going to work. And that was the majority of my day, and that was the majority of my days. So when you stop drinking, you're going to have so much fucking free time, and you're not even going to know what to do with it. So that's why you have to fill the void. Keep yourself active. Keep challenging yourself. A lot of this is about you learning how to make yourself the best version of yourself until that just becomes second nature. Like, all this in the beginning is going to just seem so, like, tasking, that you're like, I'm constantly pushing myself to try to reach these new limits and challenging myself. And in the beginning, yes. But I guarantee you, in time, it just becomes part of who you are, your character, your personality. So, and then really quick, I've been asked by a couple people now that have contacted me what my program or like my method or anything is called, and I don't really have a name for it or anything. It's just what has worked for me. But I've compressed it to 4 simple little steps. Number 1, you have to admit, first and foremost, that you are an alcoholic and that you cannot drink, and that you won't drink. And you have to admit that to yourself, and you have to admit that to everyone else in your life. What this does is 2 things. 1, it allows everyone to be on board and they know exactly what is going on with you, and it creates a support network of people that you already know, which is phenomenal. And then number 2, it outs everyone that you need to get rid of in your life that doesn't believe you, doesn't agree with you, will try to get you to drink, will try to give you drugs, any of those kind of things, those are people that immediately need to be snipped out of your life. And you have to be comfortable with doing that. If you want to make serious change, then you have to do some serious changing. Drastic change calls for drastic measures, man. And it's hard because some of these people you've been friends with for a long time, but they don't give a fuck about you if you're coming at them with this information and they're not on your side about this. Because think about it, if the script was flipped, you know, someone's saying like, "Hey man, I'm hurting. I'm an alcoholic. I can't drink anymore." Would you then try to convince them that they're wrong and continue to get them to drink? Fuck no. And if you would, you're a shitty person. Um, anyway, that brings me to number 2, very vital part of all of this. Stop drinking. You cannot drink anymore. For all this to work, there are no slip-ups. Just stop putting the booze in your face. Why, people say like, oh, that's easy for you to say, to stop drinking. Look back at step 1. That's what makes it easier to stop drinking, because you're not hiding anything anymore. You slough off the cloak of lies. You are now saying, look, everyone, I can't do this. I can't drink anymore. Then you're going to have all these people saying like, well, what else can we do to help you so that you don't drink? It's hard to do all this shit alone. So granted, I'm not using a 12-step or an AA thing, program or anything, but I still got a lot of people in my life that love and care about me. And in that regard, it's not alone. So, but yeah, you cannot drink. That's, it's part of all of this working, and I think you want it to work. Number 3, which kind of brings me to the beginning of the video, was fill the void. Find something to fill your time. Going out to the coast, or hiking mountains, or going to coffee shops and reading, or just researching stuff. Read books about other people that have gone through like alcoholism. If you don't know any, I'll give you 3 right now. Drinking a Love Story, My Life Unwasted, and Blackout. Drinking the things, Remembering the Things I Drank to Forget. 3 phenomenal books. And then lastly, you need to remind yourself that it gets better. It always gets better. The longer you go, it gets better, and it gets easier. It gets easier and better and easier and better. And you just keep telling yourself that. A week turns into 2 weeks, turns into a month, and next thing you know, you just got this little snowball building up until it's a blizzard, and you're controlling it, So, and then you look back and you're like, God damn, I'm doing it. I'm fucking doing it. I don't drink anymore. Like, I've built this whole new support network of all these people that I've admitted to, and you don't feel shamed about being an alcoholic anymore. And that part really goes away. It really is not this, you don't walk around all the time with this big stamp of alcoholic on your forehead. In the beginning it might feel like this big cross that you're dragging around, but in time it gets so small you don't even think about it. And the beauty of doing it with this method is that it does allow you to kind of redefine what alcohol is to you and what it means to you. And when you take the power away from it, it allows you to be around it. Because I've said in other videos, alcohol is not going anywhere. It's on this planet. And I don't think the right approach is to run from it and to miss out on things in your life just because alcohol is going to be present. Fuck that. Fuck alcohol. You do you. Like, I'm not going to miss a Christmas party or my sister's birthday or anything like that because there's going to be alcohol there. So when you remove the power and the temptation, and part of that is your life getting better because you've done these steps, and anything is yours. And a huge part of, I think, why this works and why the temptation goes away is because what you have filled the void with is what you are now attached to. Because as addicts, we attach ourselves to things, and we have them kind of become part of who we are. And so you need to literally like remove alcohol out of that point, that part of your head, and then let it replace with something else, but it's in a positive aspect. Because I believe that addiction and passion are 2 sides to the same coin. Addiction is the negative aspect, where we are unwillingly making sacrifices to appease that addiction. Whereas passion is the positive aspect where we willingly will make sacrifices to accomplish our goals, but they're all in a positive light. So, um, yeah, I think that about wraps up today. I'm gonna go get some lunch. But anyway, like I always say, thank you for all the love in the comments. Please subscribe if you are an alcoholic or you're hurting, or please share this channel with other people that you feel might get something out of it. And I really appreciate it. And stay sober, everybody. It's a really awesome way to live your life if you're a fucking alcoholic. All right, I'll catch you guys later.